let's understand more about HTML forms. So first of all, how forms work. See, there are two parts to working form. The first part is the form that you see on the page itself, that is creating using the HTML markup tags. And forms are made up of buttons, input fields and drop down menus like these. So these are called the form controls. It is used to collect information from the user, and forms may also contain text and other elements. The other component of web form is an application or script on the server that processes the information collected by the form and returns the appropriate response. See, in this section we will only learn to collect the values from the controls. This part we will cover with the scripts. The next session about is JavaScript. So that thing will be complete by the JavaScript concept. So it makes a form work. See, posting an HTML document with form elements isn't it enough. Web application and scripts require programming. That's why for this purpose, to process the data, we used JavaScript in our HTML part. So here is the scene, what happens behind the scenes when a web form is submitted. When you enter the name, email and submit button, then the web application we request the server to respond, and server will respond in the way like this: thanks, you are now on the particular mailing list, can't wait to see out anything you want to display on this. Next, here is the working of a page when you send a request to the server, how server responds to it. First of all, you visit a web page, you fill the format submitted, then the browser package of all the data in the form and send it over the web server. Web server receives the form and then pass it to the web application to be processed. After that, what happened? Here is the browser gets the response and displays it. Here, see, response coming in this way from web application. It will process the data, creates a brand new page and responds to the browser. How the web server sends web application response back to server. Say, here is the way the response is sending to the browser. So it is a simple process of sending a request to the server and getting a response from the server to browser. So now let's understand the form element. So form element, that is interactive form. If you want to make interactive form, then you need to use form tag within the HTML part. So forms are added to web pages using the form element. Form element is a container for all the content of the form, like text box, checkbox, radio buttons, etc., such as text entry fields, etc. It may also contain block elements, like if you want to assign some value, like if you want to highlight the controls with the help of H1, paragraph, list, etc. So it may not contain another form element. Only one form element will contain within HTML tag. So next is HTML forms. Now let's understand these terms in detail. So HTML forms are basically used to collect different types of information. These are used to pass data to a server. It can contain input elements like text field, checkboxes, etc. It can also contain list, text area, field set, label elements. The form tag is used to create an HTML form by this way. Within the form tag, you will use the following elements like input type, radio button, submit buttons, etc. So here is the syntax of form tag, how to write it. The form tag is used to create an HTML form, and it has the following syntax like form, action, script URL, then method, getter, post, or within that form elements like input, text area, etc. So let's understand what is this action part and method. So what is it, action part? See, action describe what you want to do when you click on the submit button. So backend script ready to process your past data, you can say. Then we have two types of method. One is the get and one is the post. See, method to be used to upload data. These are two types of method, get and post. So here are target. It specifies the target window of frame where the result of the script will be displayed, where you want to display the result of the form after collecting the information. Then encrypt type. See, you can use this type of attribute to specify how the browser encodes the data before it sends to the server. So it is an optional element. If you want to use this, then fine, otherwise no need to use this. So for this we use two types of values. One is here the URL encoded. This is a standard method, most forms use this. And second one is multi-part form data. This is used when you want to upload binary data in the form of like files like your images, word files, etc. So next, these are some HTML form controls. There are different types of form controls that you can use to collect data using the HTML form. So let's understand one by one these controls. So first of all, we have text input control. Before understanding these, we have to understand the input element. See, the input element is used to select user information. This element can vary in many ways depending on the type attribute. And this type can be text, field, checkbox, password, radio button, submit button and more. That means if you want to use these controls, you have to use input as an element. Now first control is text input control. We have three types of input controls. One is your single line text input control, then the password input control and the multi-line. So for single line you use simple input tag. For password you have to use the password input controls. What is the difference between single line and password is that the single line are in the form of your text and the text is visible to you, whereas the password input control the text is not visible to you. It will come in the form of stars, like it is the standard for passwords that it is not visible to the user. Next, multi-line, like if you want to write a paragraph or like a mail, so it will like a multi-line controls as you want to enter multiple lines in the text. So here is the output. The text input element is used for entering one line of element like this. Type is text, name you want to display like full name. So it will display the output like this. Here is the name, that is full name. The input element is an empty element, that means ending is not there. So end it with only simple slash. So next is single line. These are some examples of text input control. First of all is a single line text input control. See what happens here. It defines a one line input. That means only one line data can be entered in this input type text. Okay. So by this you can you will able to make two controls, first name and last name, and these values can be entered in this. Next is some properties of or attributes of text type. First one is type. That indicates the type of input control, and for text input control it will be set to text. The name of the control which is sent to server to be recognized and get the value. The value, if you want to give some initial value, then use this particular attribute. Size, see it will decide the width of the text input control, and the max length decides the number of characters, the maximum number of characters a user can enter in the text box. Next is the password input control. In this what happens, just you have to change the type. In previous we just give the type as text, but here we are giving the text type as password. So when you enter the text, it will show in the form of asterisk or circle. Next, these are some attributes. These attributes are same as the type text, no change in this. Next is the multi-line text input controls. This tag is used with the help of text area. It defines a multi-line text input control. It can hold an unlimited number of characters, and text renders in a fixed width font, usually Courier. This is font which is used for this text area. So here are some size purpose we use calls and rows attributes. So here are some attributes. One is the name. Calls defines the width. Rows defines the number of lines in a text area. Disabled, it specifies the text area should be disabled. If you want to disable that particular text area, you can do this by particular attribute. So here is the example of this multi-line, that is text area. I'll create a control that is text area, name, comments, rows 10 and columns 48. By this way, this particular control is created. Here is also the example. You have created a text area with calls 20 and rows 5. So this is the output of this particular line.